does actually draw the line between us and the ones who have lots of it. And the line is quite unambiguous. In today's video, you'll probably feel the frustration caused by the social divide a bit more intensely. But let's not give up hope. If these people can become so rich that they're able to buy these invaluable things, then you can too. At least you can try. One way of trying is by subscribing to our channel and hitting the bell icon to turn on notifications. Whoever does this will definitely become a billionaire in the future. Now that you have the key to success, let's dive in and see what these uber-rich people bought. Ken Griffith's largest art deal. Billionaire art collector Ken Griffin has dropped $500 million on 2 paintings, effectively breaking the record for the most expensive private sale of art. The 47-year-old hedge fund tycoon closed the deal last fall, according to Bloomberg, which had the story, reportedly paying Hollywood magnate David Geffen $300 million for Willem de Kooning's 1955 oil painting Interchange, and around $200 million for Jackson Pollock's number 17A, 1948. The estimated sale of these paintings is a record for both of the abstract expressionist masters. For context, the de Kooning piece fetched a mere $20.7 million back in 1989, already an auction record for the artist at the time. While this recent sale is sure to shock, it isn't necessarily surprising considering the collector in question. As founder of the investment firm Citadel, Griffin is the state of Illinois' wealthiest person, boasting a net worth of $6 billion. According to Bloomberg, Griffin's art collection was valued at $2.3 billion before the most recent transaction. Mukesh Ambani's home. The class divide in India is quite fascinating. From having the greatest slums with people living in conditions of extreme poverty to multi-billionaires residing in luxury skyscrapers, India has it all. It is, in fact, home to the second most expensive residence on the entire planet, and is only second to Buckingham Palace. This home, called Antilia, is located in Mumbai and belongs to Mukesh Ambani. It's not just a house, better to call it a tower covering 400,000 square meters of surface area. This mansion is like a small neighborhood with its own helipad, air-controlled traffic, a 168-car garage, 9 high-speed elevators, a 50-seat theater, a snow room, several terrace gardens, multiple swimming pools, a spa, and even a health center. It would probably take a few months to fully explore this incredible mansion. The building is as safe and secure as it is luxurious, having the ability to withstand a magnitude 8.0 earthquake. And for the price tag of $2 billion, it better be safer than an anti-nuclear bunker. Bill Gates' most expensive book. Bill Gates isn't known to be a frivolous spender. He, along with Warren Buffett and a handful of other billionaires, has promised to give away most of his fortune to philanthropic causes, drives a Tesla, quite modest considering how expensive cars can get, doesn't like to buy pricey clothes, and can be seen quietly waiting in line for a burger at the same Seattle drive-in he's been going to for years. Not bad for a guy who's worth almost $100 billion according to Forbes. Despite all that, in 1994, right before he first became the richest person in the world, Gates couldn't resist splurging on Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester for $30.8 million, making it one of the most expensive books ever sold. The 72-page document, which contains Leonardo's sketches and ideas about subjects like astronomy, mechanics, botany, mathematics, and architecture, was written between 1506 and 1510. By understanding the reasons Gates bought the notebook, we can learn a lot about the importance of obsessing over the heroes that inspire us most. He was fascinated by Leonardo's Renaissance way of thinking. In a 60 Minutes interview in 2013, Gates said of Leonardo, "It's an inspiration that one person, off on their own with no feedback, without being told what was right or wrong, that he kept pushing himself, that he found knowledge itself to be the most beautiful thing." The Microsoft co-founder even included Walter Isaacson's biography of Leonardo in his 2018 list of must-read summer books. When you look across all of Leonardo's many abilities and his few failings, the attribute that stands out above all else was his sense of wonder and curiosity, Gates wrote in his blog. Bill Gates felt a kinship with Leonardo, and still does. Roman Abramovics' super yacht. All the football fans out there definitely know who Roman Abramovics is. But in case you don't know, he's a Russian-Israeli billionaire and the owner of the English football club Chelsea. He's regarded as a self-made gas oligarch. His net worth in 2019 was $12.9 billion. This means he can afford things we can't even afford to dream about. One of these being his personal yacht Solaris. This is not an ordinary yacht, rather a 460-foot giant that proudly boasts a swimming pool, a helipad, 8 decks, a jacuzzi, an elevator, an outdoor beach club, a gym, a sauna, and 48 cabins. Phew! That was a long list of luxuries. It won't be wrong to call it a floating version of Mukesh Ambani's Antilia. Solaris can hold around 36 guests and more than 60 crew members at a time. The yacht costs an insane £430 million to be exact. And to say it's just a recreational splurge buy for Roman. Prince Alwaleed bin Talal's Airbus A380. Prince Talal is a well-known Saudi billionaire, and he owns 95% of Kingdom Holding. Not just that, he also owns the majority shares in Citigroup. He holds 47.5% of the Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts, and also fully owns the George V in Paris and Savoy in London. He's one of the extremely rich people who don't shy away from splurging on crazy expensive things like this airplane. In fact, he's quite into private jets. This Airbus A380 is no less than his palace, that's for sure. He ordered a double-decker Airbus A380 that can actually carry 2 Rolls-Royce cars and his favorite horses. You heard it here, guys. When you're as rich as Prince Talal, you get to take your horses overseas with you. The plane is embellished with gold interior and even has a throne for His Royal Highness. There's also a custom-created dining table, an office, and of course, a luxury bedroom. This gorgeous plane cost him more than $500 million US. And to emphasize more on his wealth, we have to inform you guys that this isn't his only plane. He also owns a Hawker jet and an Airbus 321. The car collection of Sultan of Brunei. Believe it or not, but this collectively costs around $5 billion. Who hasn't heard of the immense wealth and power held by the 29th Sultan of Brunei? So it's kind of justified that he owns around 7,000 luxury cars worth $5 billion. That's quite insane, but equally real. This isn't a collection of your everyday cars though. In fact, he actually has a bunch of Ferrari F1s, and besides the F1, there's just about 450 other Ferraris in this collection. Same goes for the McLaren F1. He doesn't own just one, he owns 10. The collection also boasts a variety of uber-expensive Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, BMWs, Mercedes, and probably many other super cool ones we can't think of right now. These probably take up a lot of parking space. Jocelyn Weinstein's plastic surgery cost $4 million. Whoever said that beauty can't be bought wasn't aware of what plastic surgery could do. Proof is this New York socialite Jocelyn Weinstein, who spent more than $4 million on getting cosmetic procedures done over a period of 30 years. After all, it's not like she didn't have the means for it. Jocelyn received $2.5 billion in a divorce settlement and a $100 million per year alimony for 13 years after the divorce. The story isn't as glamorous as it sounds. The poor lady got obsessed with remodeling her face because she feared that her husband would leave her. She hoped he would find her more attractive if she started looking more feline, and therefore based her remodeling on exotic wild cats. She went under the knife several times for facelifts, eye reconstruction surgery, and collagen injections. All this added up to the hefty price tag of $4 million. She's regarded as the poster girl for negative effects of plastic surgery. Elon Musk's car submarine. This car and submarine combo cost nearly $1 million. Not as much as the others on this list, thankfully. We all dreamed of having the Lotus Esprit S1 from the 1977 Bond film that went underwater and converted itself into a submarine. But obviously, only Elon Musk had the means and connections to purchase that car. Elon is a huge James Bond fan. As it happens, a Long Island couple found this car in a storage unit they bought in 1989 for just $100. At the time, they weren't sure what it was, but later they put it up for auction in 2013, and only then they found out that they'd been sitting on gold all these years. We bet Elon Musk was disappointed when he found out that the car could not actually transform into a submarine. Although he did make his engineers take a shot, but later decided to use it as an inspiration for his Tesla Cybertruck. Sugar baby. We bet you weren't expecting this. If you're still living under a rock and don't know what a sugar baby is, we got you. Sugar babies are actually very pretty and young girls who get complete economic support from older and sometimes much older and rich men. These girls don't care who you are, how you look, or where you come from. If you can afford to pamper them and pay their hefty credit card bills, you can get one. These girls want to live a life of luxury, and most men are happy to pay for their hundreds of Gucci bags, Chanel perfumes, and luxury cars in exchange for their time and company on terms decided between the two parties. Being a sugar baby is a highly lucrative profession, and that's why more and more women worldwide are choosing it as a full-time career. It's not even a secret anymore. Women are openly seeking to become a sugar baby nowadays. Except now, it's not just the ladies who can be sugar babies. A lot of young men are also venturing into this field. Although this job can have serious repercussions in certain situations, like if the sugar daddy is married, it's also important that this arrangement is completely legal and consensual. So it's basically an arrangement where both parties benefit from the other, as the sugar baby doesn't have to work and their bills are paid by the sugar daddy. It's also easier for the daddies, for they can just be straightforward regarding their requirements instead of waiting for things to unfold at a slower pace. Just because this profession has gained acceptance openly doesn't mean that the tabloids aren't filled with sugar baby scandals involving rich, married men. This is obviously quite damaging to their marriage, not to mention their business might also suffer because of such scandals. Carlos Slim's Museum in Mexico. This incredibly unique and breathtakingly modern piece of architecture was built by Mexican Telecom's billionaire Carlos Slim. This building was designed by Slim's own son-in-law and is often compared to the Guggenheim, located in Bilbao, Spain. He named it after his late wife Sumaya. The museum is a gorgeous 6-story metallic structure shaped like a surrealist hourglass. A peculiar thing about the museum is that there are no windows in this entire building. There's around 3,400 invaluable art pieces in the museum, although that's barely a drop from Carlos's sea of 65,000-piece art collection that includes El Greco, Van Gogh, Matisse, Degas, and our favorite, Picasso. Despite criticism, the museum is a hit with the locals and tourists of Mexico City. Another perk is that a visit to this museum is free, so you should definitely go in case you're in the city. Wow! Who knew that rich people lived like this? We sure didn't. But it's nice to know that a human being is capable of achieving so much. Did you guys enjoy the video? Do tell us in the comments which of these amazing and super expensive things you would like to own. Our money is on the Ambani residence. See you all next time. Until then, you can check out our other videos. We are sure you guys will love them as much as this one.